So we are going to talk about the bicycle. So if someone asks you, bring me a bicycle or show me a bicycle, how will you know that this is a bicycle?
Cycle Bikes Kenya, the #1 destination for bicycles, spare parts, servicing and repairs.
So a bicycle is a simple tool that is a two-wheeled machine. It's a two-wheeled machine. That's the first unique thing that the bicycle has. It's a two-wheeled machine that is being propelled by human power. When I mean about human power, when I talk about human power, I mean the human being has to sit on the bike so that he has to pedal the bike for the bike to move. That's simply what the bicycle is. So the bicycle is a two-wheeled machine that is powered by human power who sits on the bike and pedals the bike to move from point A to point B or to do something using the bicycle. So having known what the bicycle is, we are going to quickly learn about the functions of the bicycle. And the bicycle is a tool that was invented a long time ago. I think it's over a century if I'm not wrong. And the purpose of the bicycle mainly was transport at that time and movement. Transportation and movement ran hand to hand. So the first purpose was transport. So when you see someone using a bicycle, maybe it's transporting something from point A to point B or for movement from point A to point B. Another purpose is for recreation. The bicycle is considered to be, riding a bicycle is considered therapeutic. In one case, it can be for recreation. I mean, you can indulge in group rides. You can move to a different setup using the bicycle and see the world in a different angle. Another purpose of a bicycle is for sports. And bicycle sports is amazing. The sport is amazing. I've done it locally here in Kenya since I was the age of around 18 years. Up to now, I'm still doing it as a sport. And it's one of the amazing sports that we have in the world. And the sports side is quite intense since it requires a lot of training. It requires also good equipment. Good equipment, I talk about good bikes as in modern bicycles. And also you need good nutrition. It comes up with a lot of things that we'll talk about later as we go on with our videos. So those are the main functions of the bicycle. And then apart from the sports side, also the bicycle can be used for learning purposes. And when I talk about learning purposes, it's simply knowing the different parts of the bicycle. The bicycle is made up of different parts, and when you know these parts, it will become easier to use the bicycle. It becomes easier to ride the bicycle. It becomes easier also to build your own bicycle. And for that reason, let's watch this and let's learn about the bicycle parts. Before we proceed to knowing the different parts of a bicycle, let us first know the types of bicycles available. So there are different types of bicycles. We have road bikes, we have mountain bikes, we have BMX bikes, we have cargo bikes which are called e-bikes, and we have the Black Mamba bike, which we call it the Black Mamba locally. We'll show you shortly. So road bikes are considered bicycles that are being used in racing, or bicycles that are used in tarmac roads. The wheels are small in size, and they have the handlebar is twisted. It's bent in a shape that allows you to bend in front more compared to the other bikes. It's mostly used on the tarmac roads, and it's mostly used in road races. The second bicycle is the mountain bike, and the mountain bikes comes in different sizes and shapes. The most common used modern mountain bike is the 29er bike. When I talk about the 29er bike, the size is written on the wheel. It's written a 29er bike, and you will see the wheel is larger compared to the other mountain bikes. The second one is the 27.5 mountain bike. Also, the wheel size is written on the wheel. When you check the tire, is written 27.5. The difference, I think, is quite small. The 29er and the 27.5, the difference is so small. And then lastly, on the mountain bike category, we have the 26er. The 26er is like the one I'm holding. These are 26er mountain bike. It's written on the wheel at 26 inch. The diameter is 26, so it's written on the tire. We'll just see. We'll check it later. And then we have the BMX bike. The BMX bike is a bike that can be ridden by both the adult and the kids, simply because it's used for it's mostly used in tracks and in jumps. It's so flexible. It's a single speed at the back, and the wheels are either size 18 or size 20. So someone can think it's a kid bike, but also adults can ride, since the wheels are small. Also, the seat can be adjustable to the lower side to go to the minimal height of the seat post. And also the headset goes or rotates up to 360 degrees. And like this one, the headset just can go up to, let's say, 180, but the BMX goes 360 degrees. Another type of bike, we have the cargo bike, the e-cargo bike, which is commonly used for deliveries. If you're a delivery guy, I would recommend you to get an e-bike. An e-bike comes with a big carrier at the back, where you can carry your parcels and other stuff that you want to deliver. And then the most common used bicycle here in Africa, or mostly in Kenya, is the Black Mamba. Most of you know the Black Mamba. The Black Mamba is the wheels are a little bit bigger. It's a heavy metallic bike, and it's commonly used in the rural areas. It's not mostly used in the urban areas or the urban setups of Kenya. So most rural homes use the Black Mamba bicycle, and mostly it's for movement and for transport. After knowing the different types of bicycles, now let's talk about the parts of a bicycle, and in this case we are going to talk about the different parts of a mountain bicycle. So let's talk about the parts of a bicycle. So this is a mountain bicycle, size 26. And the first part is the handlebar. This is the handlebar. The handlebar comes in different shapes. We have the flat handlebar, we have the eagle handlebar, and it comes with different sizes where the handlebar and the neck connect. We have the oversized, we have the standard type, so it comes with different sizes. So this is the mountain handlebar. This is where you put your arms as you cycle. This is where is your resting place when you're cycling. This is the handlebar. So the handlebar is attached with other components. As you can see, the handlebar is full of components. So starting from the left side of the handlebar, we have the brakes. This is the brakes, and the brakes, this is the front brake. Most sports mountain bike, the front brake usually the left hand, and the rear brake is usually on the right hand. And then beside we also have the gear system. This is the gear system. This is the where you change your gears when you want to shift from gear number 1 to gear number 2 to gear number 3, or if your bike is single speed, the front, then that means you don't have the front gear. But in this case we have the front gear, and it's 3 speed. It's written 1, 2, 3 in the front here. Also we have handle grips. These are hand grips. These to provide comfort while you are riding, so that you don't harm your hands. So you should get yourself comfortable hand grips. Also you can attach the bell. This is the bell. The bell is used mostly when you are riding, just to know people that you are using the road, so that they can give you a way of passage. You can attach in these spaces, you can attach your speedometer. In this case you don't have the speedometer, but it can be attached anywhere along the handlebar. Also you can attach your front lights. You can attach your front lights onto the handlebar, and in some instances you can connect a small bag in the front here. You can connect a small bag where you can carry other personal stuffs while you are riding. So another part that you have to learn about the mountain bike is the neck system. This is the neck. The neck is the one that connects the fork. This is the fork, connects the fork with the handlebar and also the bike. So this is the neck. So the neck can be adjustable, like in this case, as you can see ours, you can adjust. It can come up depending with your riding position, or it can go down also depending with your riding position. Another part of the mountain bike is the front suspension. This is the front suspension. It comes with different brands. We have the Fox. We also have the RockShox. It's always written on the fork. And also you have the Mantua. In this case, ours is the Axle. Mantua Axle. These are front suspension. And in some bikes, we have the rigid suspension. This is mostly used to reduce the when you move to the bumpy terrains. When you're riding your bike, it prevents causing pain into your hands. So most of them comes with the lockout system. As you can see, this is the lockout system. When I press it, when I put pressure onto the shocks, you see the shock is not moving down, and then when I unlock the system, the shocks just move down completely. So this is another important part of the bicycle. So another part of this mountain bike is the calipers. These are called the calipers. These are the brake systems that are attached to this bicycle. So other bicycles have got the cantilever type of brake. In this case, we don't have the cantilever. I will show you later in another video. And also we have got other bikes that have the disc brake system. I will also show you later the disc brake system. The disc brake system is attached to the hub of the bicycle. But in this case, we use this is called the V-brake system of this mountain bike. Also another part is the spokes. This is the spokes. The spokes are usually like 32 in some rims, or 36 in other rims. So these are the spokes of the wheel. The spokes, the purpose of the spoke is to create tension on the wheel, and also to align the wheel. When you want to align the rim, you use the spokes to create tension on the wheel. Another part of this mountain bike is the front hub. This is the front hub. We have got different types of hub. This is the Shimano Diore front hub. The front hub is usually different with the back hub, but I'll show you the back hub. The back hub, which is different from the front hub. The main difference is because the back hub has got a drive chain, the cassette, and the chain, but this one does not have the sprocket, the cassette, and the chain. So that's the major difference. Another bike part in this case is the quick release. This is the quick release. This is the front quick release. You can open it and you can close. The purpose of the quick release is to hold the wheel into position, to make sure that the wheel is firmly attached to the fork of the bicycle. And lastly, on the front part of the bike, we have the tire and the tube, and the tire and the tube is attached to the rim. The tube is inside. This is the nozzle of the tube. The tube is inside the tire. So the tire is written different sizes. In this case, we have our tire is written size 26. It's written on the side of the tire. If you want to check your tire size, you check the side of the tire. It's written size 26, depending with the size that you want, the diameter and the width. So the diameter is 26 and the width is usually between 1.5 to 2.5. So the most important part of the bicycle, I'm not saying the other parts are not important, but the most important part of a bicycle is the frame. The frame, as you can see, I'm showing you how the frame goes. This is the frame of the bike. The frame, it goes back, that holds the back wheel, it holds the crank, It holds the front suspension and it holds the handlebar, which is connected using the neck. So this is a frame, and the frame has different parts. This is the top tube of the frame. This is the top tube of the frame. This is the down tube of the frame. It's called the down tube. And this is the seat tube. The seat tube is called a seat tube because this is where you put your weight when you sit on the saddle. So this is the seat tube. So the frame can be made of different materials. We have a steel frame, we have aluminium, we have carbon frame. It can be made of different materials depending on the type that you want. So the frame, as you can see, it's attached to every part of the bike. It connects every other part of the bike. As in this case, the frame is connected to the crankset. This is the crankset. The crankset is made up of either one plate, two plates, or three plates. So in this case, ours is made up of 3 plates. We have the bigger plate, the middle one, and the smaller plate. So this is the crankset, and the crankset, these teeth, we call them the teeth of the crank of this upper plate. It can be 48, it can be 50, it can be 52, sometimes it goes up to 55, and the lowest is around 32 if it's a single speed crank. And then the crank is the plates are attached to the bottom bracket. You have the bottom bracket inside the frame using the crank arms. These are the crank arms. These are the crank arms, as you can see. The crank arms have got different inches. It can be 170, 172.5, 175. I think that's the maximum number, 175. And also the crank arms contains the pedals. These are the pedals. This is where you put your leg. This is where you pedal. This is where you put your feet as you push the bike. So the pedal can be of plastic, the pedal can be of metallic or aluminum like this one, and also we have the clipless pedals, which are the modern pedals which are used mostly for sports bike. Besides that, you can see also the frame is attached with the water cage. This is the water cage. This is where you put your water bottle. We don't have a water bottle right now, but I'll show you the water bottle. So when you are riding, sometimes you need energy drinks or water. So you carry a water here. This is where you put your water. It's called a water cage. Also, the frame is attached to the front gear system using the front derailleur. This is the front derailleur. This is where when you shift your gears, it moves to the upper ring, and when you lower your gear, it moves to the lower ring, to the lower plate. Sorry. So this is called the front derailleur. So the frame is completely attached to the back wheel. This is a frame. Also, it's attached to the back brakes, and also it's attached to the seat post. This is the seat post, and the seat post is attached to the frame using the seat lock. This is the seat lock, and the seat locks comes in different sizes and shapes. So this, like in this case, this is the Allen key setup of seat lock. We have got others which are made of quick release. You can just open using the quick release, but in such a case, you will need an Allen key to open this seat lock. And then this is the seat post. The seat post you can adjust depending with your height and your sitting position. Also, the seat post is attached with the saddle. This is the saddle of the bike. This is where you sit when you are riding. So it depends with the type of the saddle that you want to use, depending with the sport or depending with the terrain that you are using. So another part of the mountain bike is the drive chain. So this is the drive chain. The drive chain consists of the chain, the cassette, the rear derailleur, and the front crank and the front derailleur. So this is the drive chain. This is what moves the bike. When you put power onto the pedals, the chain is connects the rear, the cassette and the front crank, so that the bicycle is propelled forward. So this is the rear derailleur. As you can see, it can be, for most mountain bikes, it's a long cage, and for road bikes, it's surely a short cage. It has got 2 rollers. So you can see these are the rollers. and make sure that your rollers are new or are in good shape to facilitate easy movement of the chain along the drive chain. Another part of the bicycle is the cables. These are the cables. We have the silver cable, which is the inner cable that connects with the rear gear, and then we have these black cables. These are mostly called the housing. It houses the inner cable and prevents dust and water from affecting the inner cable to facilitate easy shifting of the gears. And also we have the brake pads. These are the brake pads. They are usually black. Most of them are black in color. For the V-brake type of brake system, these are the brake pads. And for the disc type of brake pads, we will show you later in another video. But these are also the brake pads which facilitate the stoppage of the bicycle. So this is the rear wheel. The rear wheel is different from the front wheel because of the drive chain system. Also, the rear wheel consists of the spokes. These are the spokes. We talked about the spokes, which are mostly for tension of the rim. And then we also have the tire and the tube. So this is the outer tire, and then we have the inner tube. Also, we have the hub. This is the back hub, which is totally different from the front hub because of the drive chain system, and also it's attached to the frame using the back quick release, which is this one.
Cyclobikes Kenya, the #1 destination for bicycles, spare parts, servicing and repairs.